Hello, everybody. I'm Julia Stubbe, the Galactic channel. And if you're watching on my YouTube channel, hi. And if you're on Facebook, hi. So today we're going to do another intuitive healing session. And I'm really kind of excited. When I tuned in, the team said we're going to be working on abandonment and the why, our whys, why we do this, why we do that. And then also about coming home to ourselves. But before we get into that, I wanted to just tell you a couple different things. I'm going to be participating in the Appalachia Starseed Reunion the beginning of August. And that's going to be in Mount Mitchell Eco Retreat, Burnville, North Carolina, August 4th through the 7th. I don't know if they have, I think that for the cabins, they have a waiting list, but you can camp there on site. Or there's locations down in Burnville you can stay at. And they also have day passes available. But anyway, that Friday, which is the 5th, I'll be doing a Starseed Connection Circle. So it's like, so if you can make it even for the day and come see me for that, it's going to be pretty amazing stuff. And because of that, I'll be traveling on the 12th. So next month's intuitive healing session will be on Thursday, August 18th, as far as that goes. I think we can put the link for the Appalachia Starseed Reunion in the comments for you if you want to copy it. It's right below as far as that goes. And so that's pretty exciting stuff. And then the other thing I did want to talk to you about is I have set the dates for my next group transformation program, which will start September 11th. It's a Sunday, and it'll run for 5 weeks, and it's at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So if you have questions about that, would like more information, just let me know. There is, if you register by August 31st, you can save $100 on that. And I get a lot of repeats on that. We learn about your spiritual infrastructure, and there's a lot of clearing going on. It's 50% structured. So the group is 50% the same each time, and the other 50% is organic. So depending on who shows up for the group, it gets modified of however spirit guides me to run it. So I think with all that out of the way, oh, Kristen, hi, I'm happy to have you here too. And I'm happy everybody else that showed up. I'm just really grateful for everybody. So we're going to get started. And some of you know how I get started. I like to run our Apple Flow energy to really anchor us into the heart of Mother Earth and connect to Source. And like I said, it's going to be channeled. I'm not really sure what's going to show up, but we want to set the intention here that we're only working with these beautiful benevolent energies. And that even if you're not watching live, you will receive all the benefits of this channeling, this transmission, however it shows up. So thank you. Thank you again for everybody for showing up. All right, so let's take some nice deep breaths, everybody. In through the nose. And feel that go deep into your belly. And then blow out like you're blowing out a candle. Releasing all the stress of the day. Really letting go. Really letting it all out. Another deep breath in. And another breath out. Let's bring our attention to our heart space. Allow your heart to fill with love, gratitude, compassion for self and others. Feel that expansion. And we want to send that down through all our chakras, at our root, down, down, down to the crystalline core of the planet, connecting with the heart of Mother Earth. Just feel that connection. You might even be able to feel Mother Earth's heartbeat. Become one with it. And when you're ready, Mother Earth's going to send that love, that compassion, that gratitude 1,000-fold back up to you. So see, know, or feel, or use your imagination, because the imaginations are the seeds to reality, as it comes up through all your chakras, through your heart, out your crown, a small percentage going to the galactic core, the other 95% wrapping down and around, coming back through your roots, circulating through and around you, creating that beautiful toroidal field, perfect shape of an apple, Just see, know, or feel these energies running through and around you. You're holding on to nothing. Now, again, we're going to bring our attention back to our heart space. This time, we're going to send that love, gratitude, compassion up through our crown to the suns beyond the suns, to the galactic core, connecting to source. And when you're ready, let's receive that back down 1,000-fold, coming down through the crown, through all your chakras, out your root, small percentage going into the earth. The other 95% this time coming up and wrapping up and around and back through your crown, creating another toroidal field, beautiful shape of an apple. These energies are running through and around you. Just use your imagination and see, know, or feel this field expand out 50 feet in all directions, 50 feet below you, 50 feet above, 50 feet all around, raising your vibration, your frequency, so that nothing of lower density can stay attached. You're fully anchored into the heart of Mother Earth and connected to Source. And we really want to work with your heart today on all levels, interdimensionally. We want to talk to you about abandonment and the feeling of feeling like you're an orphan here on this planet. When you're here, sometimes you feel a sense of loss, like you're all alone. You're not even certain what your identity is or where you fit in. So we really want to bring you into this space to allow you to feel that community, because we are all meant to have connections, not only in the 5D world, but in the 3D world as well. I know for me, I have connections in the 5D world all the time, but there are times when I feel lost in this 3D world because I don't understand it, because we are beings of this divine love. So it's really important for us to really be able to detach from other people's outcomes and other people's perspectives and other people's realities, not to take it personally. It's important for us to recognize when we're being a part of something as opposed to we're being separate from something. So let's go into that heart. And I see a lot of you have this wall, this protective wall up, because you're afraid to get close, because there's that disappointment, but there's that hunger for that wanting, that connections. So it's like we have those polarities of the wanting and the fear of rejection, the fear of being left go. So we want to really balance those polarities. So I want you to see, know, or feel in your heart as these polarities of the fear of being alone and the fear of actually making connections and being disappointed. And let's let that merge, those polarities merge. We want to, they're telling me that it's really important for us to be true to our core truths and to our values. And for those that we're not resonating with, is to not take these things so personally. And how do we do that, you ask? How do we not take this so personally? Is we have to step back a lot of times and take a breath and not react, but respond. And we respond just with the love and realize that their reality is different than ours. And our reality is changing daily, if not more often than that. And that what is no longer resonating, it's time to let that go, so that we can make room in our heart space and in our physical world for these new connections. And we might be feeling this sense of loss and confusion as we do, because we do have that need to let go now. So let's bring in that release to make it easier for us. Let's release those cords of attachment to the old, to the old values, to the old programs, to our old belief systems. So I want you to see, know, or feel in your heart these little tangled, it might like a spider web to you, in these cords. And it's just pulling in the old, and it keeps like regurgitating it, the old. And we want to just, if you're ready, give permission to just let all that go now, so that you can let go of the old, so you don't stay in that loop. A lot of you might be feeling this in your throat because there's that part of you that want to speak your truth to everyone. But please know, you know your truth. You know your divinity. That is all that is important. You don't have to prove your divinity or your truth or your authenticity to anyone. So release that programming, whatever you can let go of that at this time, that you have to be acknowledged for who you are, to be important to yourself. You have to be acknowledged to be valued. No, you know who you are. You know your values. You know your authenticity. Allow yourself to feel that, be that. And we want to address the need for belonging. Where does that come from? So when you need to belong, it's about that community and reaching out and having that like-minded, so you can share your ideas in a safe place. So let's call that into our lives right now, and trust and know that you will find a place with others of like-minded spirit, because we see what's happening. We see all of that. But you also need to know your motives, the why. If you're coming from a place of fear, you're going to attract more fear. So we really want to let go of that fear now. And how do you do that? How do you do that? Because some of you are so wrapped in it and it causes anxiety. So let's just bring this beautiful calming energy in through the whole back of all your chakras right now. We're going to come into the inner wheel of each and every one of your chakras, your planetary chakras. Into that inner wheel, we're calling in the absolute scalar waves of light. And they're going to stir and mix this virtue of calmness in through all your chakras. And because the past, we're coming in through the back, that's where our past is, that's where our knowledge is. We want to bring in knowledge. We want to bring in understanding, so we understand what we're going through. And we have the knowledge to be able to bring it into balance, to bring those polarities into balance, so that we can be comfortable in our own skin at all times, happy, and choose happiness and bliss at any time. I start my day out with happiness and bliss, and that's my intention. And I stay detached. And it took me time to get to that way, that gift of detachment, to sit back and like I'm watching a movie and look how this unfolds. And they're saying, not my circus, not my monkeys. So try to remember that. And also they're saying, remember that it's none of your business what other people think of you. When you start worrying and giving your power away to what everybody else thinks of you, you lose pieces of yourself. So I would like everybody now to call back the pieces of yourself when you were conscious of whatever somebody else was thinking or worried, and you made different choices because you were afraid what they would think, afraid of how they would accept you or reject you. So let's call all our fractals that we gave away when we were concerned about what everybody else was thinking of us, and see, know, or feel these little pieces of you coming back. And whatever's not yours, those fractals that aren't yours, those where they left this little imprint in you, let's send those fractals back to whoever they came from. And just see, know, or feel that happening now. So let's set our intentions of why we want connections, why we don't want to be alone. They're saying there's some of you that are still, we have to address a little bit more of those abandonment and where those came from. And we're actually going to go back in the womb for this, when you were in the womb. And part of you, we all signed up, or were volunteered to come to this planet now, in this moment of now, to be part of the change and the ascension process and be that. But our part is to be in that bliss and be in that joy, because by being in bliss and joy, we raise our vibration and our frequency. And in turn, it affects everyone around us. Our ripples just follow through the whole planet. If you're in a place of fear, you lower your vibration, your frequency. And then that fear that you're in travels and feeds other fear. So it's really important to be in that bliss and that joy and make that choice, because it is a choice. And sometimes it's challenging, but it is a choice. So they want us to go back in the womb. When you were in the womb, and it's like, you know what's happening, and you kind of know what's going on because you remember, you begin to remember, you've already remember everything. And it's like, oh, I'm not sure I really want to do this now. And it's like, you're on a covert mission by yourself. So you feel abandoned. You feel like all those beings, your family on that higher level, in the different dimensions, in the 5th, 6th, 7th, all the way up to 12th and higher dimensions. You feel almost like a loss because you're coming into this physical world and you're coming down into this 3D world. So let's bring knowledge in there and remembrance, so that when you come into the womb, you really understand that you're not alone, and you will never be alone through this lifetime. And feel that as it comes into you in the womb and flows out the birth canal with you and into the being that you are now, as it dominoes into the now, into the you now, so that you can feel that. As we heal you from the DNA coding in the womb of abandonment, we're going to release those keys and codes of abandonment that are present, that no longer serve you. So let them all go. And we want to awaken, because some of these keys and codes have been dormant and imprisoned for many, many lifetimes, actually. We want to awaken the keys and codes of community, the importance of community and the attraction of community. And let's allow ourselves to receive and really honor those keys and codes now, with no fear of what anybody else is going to think of us. Release all the judgments that we judge ourselves because we worry that what somebody else is going to think. Because when we worry about what somebody else is thinking of us, we're also judging ourselves, that maybe we aren't good enough for all this, or maybe there is something a little bit too different about us for us to fit in. But there are a lot of us that are different, and our weirdness, I always say my weirdness is my brilliance, and there's so much brilliance out there. You guys are shining so bright. So keep raising your vibrations and let that brightness continue, and that light as you raise your vibrations. And one of the things they're saying to me, and this has been my experience too, is we have to work within ourselves to be able to raise our vibration, our frequency, so that we can reach the different dimensions. And as we do this, we can get to other dimensions. And sometimes our vibration we're not ready. We haven't worked with our shadow or balanced our shadow as much. So we don't really get to go to the super high vibrations, the super high dimensions. But what we can always ask for is ask them to come see us from the higher dimensions, and ask them to assist us and give us the breadcrumbs to follow that will assist us in raising our vibration and our opportunity to heal, so that we can easily get to those higher vibrations. I hope that makes sense for everybody. So back to the why. What are our motives? What are our motives for not wanting to be by ourselves? Are we just afraid to be by ourselves? Then that means we need to heal within ourselves, that we're not good enough to do things by ourselves. I believe we're all still meant to be connections, but if we are looking for connections because we're afraid of being alone, that's where we really need to look at ourselves to heal. But we want to set clear intentions. Our motives, the reason we want to define the nature of your experience. So if you're in a place of like, whoa, wouldn't this be cool to share this experience with someone? This would be fun to have a conversation with them as like, I just don't want to do this by myself. Feel the difference in the energy. Let's share the experience. So you want to set that motive, your intention that you want to share this experience of awakening, of this journey to ascension. Set that as your motive, as your intention, as opposed to, I don't want to be by myself. I just don't want to do it alone, because your vibration just lowers. I mean, I could just feel my body lower when I said that, but it's like, look, we're going to share, we're going to have fun, we're going to communicate with each other. And we're setting that as my intention. That is my motive. So I think about it, and then I feel it. I feel what it would feel like. Because if I feel what it would feel like, then I can take action. And I can like follow these little breadcrumbs. Like when something shows up, it's like, well, that event, like this Appalachia Starseed reunion that I'm going to, I was like, I have to be there. I don't know. I just got to go. And I know I'm going to make some kind of connection there. So when something shows up like that and it calls you, it's about taking the action and following through and not being afraid or being in fear that it's the wrong choice. If you get lit up, if it feels light, you just do it. You don't have to have logic or think about or talk yourself. It's like, oh, it's got to have these pros or these cons. Feel it in your heart. What does it feel like in your heart? Again, think, feel it, and take action. We really want to honor our authenticity of who we are. Not just do what's authentic, but be our authentic self. It's about coming home to ourselves, coming home to you, to yourselves. Arriving at a place where you just fit, and you know you fit, and you feel it, and it feels so yummy. So we really want to call that in, wherever that might be. So I'm going to scoop all of you up right now, see where they're going to take us. And we're going into this beautiful temple. It's just a really high vibrational temple. It's not associated with any particular starseed, but it's associated with your ancestrals. So it might be a little bit different for each and every one of you. It'll show up a little bit different, but a lot of it's similar. So I want you to see, know, or feel as we take this bubble up and we enter this beautiful temple with this beautiful gallery. And there's 3 giant crystals in this gallery. They're different colors. One's more of a beautiful violet, more like an amethyst, but it's not the amethyst that we know. There's a clear rainbow one. And this other one is more of a beautiful mint green. So I want you to find the crystal that resonates with you. And I just want you can either go sit next to it, lay in front of it, get really comfortable. And we're going to ask that these crystalline codes, these crystalline keys. Oh, some of you are saying you want to stand by all of them. No, you just pick one. Sorry, just one. You can only pick one. Just one today. You want to come back and listen to this again and pick another one, that's fine. But just for today, you're just picking one. You guys are funny. These are the keys and codes of your authenticity. These are going to awaken. These crystal codes from whichever color crystal you chose are going to awaken your DNA so that you can recognize more of who you are and where you fit. So let's just allow that. If you want to hug the crystal, you can hug it. If you just want to lay back against it, feel the keys and codes coming in through your back. However it works for you, whatever you're comfortable. Just know that these are high vibrational codes, and these are working with your crystalline DNA. And I'm being guided to channel some light language here, which will help to anchor these codes and also integrate them. So I didn't want to startle you with it, but they're coming through, they're channeling through me. kua, yane yakua, afue, afue. These are to help anchor you. These lower tonals is to really anchor the codes into your root chakra. Because we really need to be grounded to be able to bring in these new codes of light. It's important that we solidify our foundation, which is our root chakra and our foundation, because our foundation is shifting. So allow your foundation to be in flow and solidify it in trust and flow. Allow yourself to feel that. Feel the difference in your root chakra. You're still receiving those keys, those codes and keys from the crystals. There's more to come, they say. With these keys and codes, you get to claim your integrity. You get to claim all the aspects of yourself now. So we're asking for the knowledge and the wisdom of who we are to be awoken in us now. And we're getting the keys and codes that are giving us the confidence, the spiritual confidence to know that no one can take this away from you. No one can take this authenticity away from you, your integrity. They can't take it away from you. You have the option to give it away, but no one can take it without your permission. O semu pale kua, yanu, yanu, yanu. So as you look down around your crystal, there's actually miniature crystals around of the same crystal that you were just receiving the codes from. So they're gifting you one. So you're allowed to pick one up. You can put it in your heart. You can put it in your throat chakra. You can put it in your root chakra, wherever you want to put it, just to give you that knowledge and to keep those codes. Continue, they're saying there's more codes that will awaken as you progress on your journey of unfoldment that you will be able to access as you've reached these higher vibrations. And see, know, or feel that. Okay, so there's this being here. It seems feminine to me, but it's just the way I'm picking the energy up. And she's asking you to follow her out of this chamber of the temple into a different chamber. And they're saying this is the dance and movement, because we want you to move your physical bodies, even if it's just swaying back and forth and just bringing joy. So it's showering. It's like a rain shower. And there's these codes of joy and bliss that are coming down over top of you. And you're just going to allow yourself to move with this joy and bliss and receive it. Ooh, I'm getting shivers. And some of your ancestors are coming through here. They may be of starseed in nature, or they may actually be from the planet Earth, they're saying. But they're an ancestor that has evolved into this higher benevolent being. It might be someone that you know or don't know in your ancestry, but they're here to support you. So they are presenting themselves to you now. And if you're open to it, they would just like to be able to hug you if you aren't already hugging. And they want to pass on their knowledge of what they learned in the lifetime. And some of them, it's like they're saying, if it was off planet, they were like really close to you in that lifetime. So it's like they want to bring you the memories of that lifetime, whether it's on planet Earth or it's here in the now, of how you guys connected. It's quite interesting. It'll be different for each of you. You'll each get a different message. So don't compare your messages, because one's not, it's like they're all equally as important. It could be very simple. It could be shown up in a symbol. It could be shown up as them giving you a gift, like a butterfly or a bouquet of flowers, or they might actually have words that you understand. However you receive the message is perfect for you. Okay. Take another minute here. Some of you have more than one relative here with you. So we're just going to get ready, because we're being guided. It's time to come back now. But they say that you can connect with these relatives at any time. So off to your right, there's this golden portal. It's a square, and it's like got this iridescent look to it. So this portal, you just want to walk through it, and you're going to come into this tube that's going to start to bring you back down into your body. So let's everybody make our way to the portal. And now you're just going to step into it, and you're just going to float, and you're just going to come down, 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 down into this moment of now, into your body. So begin to feel yourself getting anchored into your body fully. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Take a couple nice breaths. If you can, open your eyes. Come back fully in your body. Give yourself a stretch. If you're still having trouble, cross your hands over top of each other and cross your ankles. That'll also help you come into your body. And what we're going to do here is we're going to do what I call a reboot. I look at us like we're a computer. So we're going to empty your recycle bin, empty your trash, everything that we got rid of today. We're going to run your defrag program, which is going to clear any residual programs. And then we're going to reboot. And this reboot is just rebooting the 7 layers of each chakra. So 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and 56, your soul star. We're going to recalibrate your DNA. And if you want to leave in the comments, like if you have a question about this, why everybody's coming back in their body, but for those of you already back in your body, if you want to leave a comment, you have a question that you would like to ask, or just stay how you felt about it, I can hang on here for a little bit longer to listen, or something you want to share. Give you a minute. So Marina, you want to need this so much to recalibrate your DNA. Yeah. We're recalibrating our DNA on a daily basis. So it's just how we recalibrate it. So if we're in a place of bliss and joy, it recalibrates that way. But if we turn and fall into that little bit of fear, our DNA recalibrates to the fear as well. So it's really important, because your body hears everything that you think. It responds to everything you think. So it's really important to be conscientious of our thoughts and what our body's doing. So I see some of you say they're having some tightness in your throat. So what I'd like we do is we're just going to come into the throat, and we're going to talk to our body, and we're going to ask our body to allow us to find our voice with ease and expansion. So just allow that to expand, and give yourself permission to find your voice again as your authentic self. Anybody else? Yes, allow you to speak your truth as well. Absolutely. Well, it's however you perceive that color, as for that goes, because the new color is however your frequencies are interpreting it. So I saw this beautiful, the green was different and the violet was different, but you may pick up that like rainbow different, however you mesh with it. So it might not show up exactly the same way I see it because my frequencies are different than yours. So there's no wrong or right. So whatever it feels right for you, that's perfect. Okay. Anybody else? Amy, it's like the different levels as far as that goes. I'm talking about the different dimensions. I was talking about the different dimensions earlier. So when we're in those higher levels of dimension, it's like we go to different levels depending on our vibration and how we heal within inside ourselves. So it's a matter of us going in, really looking at our own shadow and bringing our shadow polarities and light polarities into balance and really healing what's inside of us so that we don't get, so we address our triggers and they don't show up as often. So it's always about going within, and that's how we get to those different levels of different dimensions. And I found that I can always go to lower dimensions myself, but I can only go as high as my vibration is. I can't go to those higher vibrations till my vibration actually raises. But I can invite communication from those upper dimensions down, if that makes sense. It depends on you if you're ready to receive them. I think the codes are always, they start working as far as that goes because we're activating them, we're reawakening them. How we respond to them with our energies, whether we choose to be in that lower vibration of fear or if we choose to be in that higher vibration of bliss, that's going to determine how those keys and codes unfold. Anybody else? I believe you do. You have to work within yourself for you to be able to get to those higher vibrations. Yes. Thank you. I'm hot. Maybe that's why I'm glowing. You guys are great. It's really been a lot of fun as far as this goes. Like I said, next month we'll be here on the 18th, and I hope you all tune in at that time. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you're on my YouTube channel, please give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would love for you to subscribe and check out the other videos because there's all kinds of beautiful healing processes that are timeless. So even if I created them 2 years ago, they'll still work for you today. And if you get the chance, share this video or share any of my other videos. I'd really appreciate that. And I do offer personal sessions. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out on my website, juliastubbe.com. But anyway, I just want to thank everybody again. If you like it, leave a comment, share, and I'm going to let you go now. So much love to everybody. Mwah! Thank you.